Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for June 30th. June 30th is the 181st day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 182nd in leap years, with 184 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is euphemism. Euphemism is a noun that means the substitution of an agreeable or inoffensive expression for one that may seem a bit more unpleasant. Euphemism can also refer to the expression that is substituted in that manner. This comes to us from Greek. The prefix eu means good. You'll hear it in such words as euphoria, eudaimonic, eurivocalic, eunoia, eupnia, euthanasia, and many more. We can look at some of those words in the coming days. The second part, phemos, means speech. So eu is good and phemos is speech. Good speech, euphemism. First known use of the word euphemism is in about 1681, euphemism. And with that, the Byzantine army of Emperor Constantine V defeated the Bulgarian forces in the Battle of Anchialus on June 30th, 763. According to an act to divide the Indiana Territory into two separate governments adopted by the U.S. Congress in January of 1805, the Michigan Territory was organized on June 30th, 1805. Yosemite Valley was granted to California on June 30th, 1864 for public use, resort, and recreation. The first transcontinental train trip across Canada departed from Montreal, Quebec on June 30th, 1886. It will arrive in Port Moody, British Columbia on July 4th. Let's see if we remember to mention that day. United States President Warren G. Harding appointed former President William Howard Taft as Chief Justice of the United States on June 30th, 1921. This is the birthday of a quirky folk singer named Dave Van Ronk, born June 30th, 1936. Heart of the American folk music revival and New York City's Greenwich Village scene in the 1960s, he was nicknamed the Mayor of MacDougal Street. He was friend and mentor to other up-and-coming young folk singers such as Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell. He was working on a memoir when he passed away in February of 2002 at the age of 65. Fortunately, his friend and collaborator Elijah Wald got the book finished up, and I've just ordered me a copy. There's an Amazon link in the description if you'd like one too. Dave Van Ronk. The world's first emergency telephone number, 999, was introduced in London on June 30th, 1937. Happy birthday to the Chevrolet Corvette. The first Corvette rolled off the assembly line in Flint, Michigan on June 30th, 1953. For today's song, we're going to look at one by Dave Van Ronk, whose birthday was today, and we're going to talk about One Meatball. The predecessor of this song was called The Lone Fishball and was written way back in 1855 by American scholar George Martin Lane. Back then, a fishball was fish and potatoes pan-fried together for breakfast, and the story of this song is about an impoverished diner who suffers embarrassment at the hands of a snooty, disdainful waiter. The Lone Fishball has quite a story of its own, but was eventually adapted to its current form, One Meatball. The first link in the description below is to the song recorded by Dave Van Ronk, and the second link is to a short video from a concert where Dave Van Ronk tells a bit of story about the song's origins. And his narrative in itself is pretty doggone funny, as he mentions people so square you could pack oranges in them. That's pretty square. I'd only heard One Meatball by Dave Van Ronk, so I was happily surprised to learn that the song's been performed by perhaps dozens of artists over the years. I don't think it's anything you'll ever hear on the radio, although It might be something that Dr. Demento would have played, although I didn't ever hear it on Dr. Demento. Anyway, I think we can safely say it has never charted on the top anything, but it is a very entertaining little ditty. One Meatball. Links in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. And you can also find me on Rumble and BitChute. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Microphone over there. Hello. Okay. With 202 days remaining to the end of the world. End of the year. Please, not the end of the world. 202 days remaining to the end of the year. Let's read that one again. Yep, it is. That's what it's called. All right. Third time better be a charm. There's no "the" there. One more time. Attracting. Just read the whole thing over. Are you making some sound? Get on out of here. Yeah, we're going to edit that out. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty. Back to work. I think we got it this time.